I've always had this in the front of my mind for some reason, or like I've known about this and I've remembered it clearly. But I recently thought about this time when I was like 6 or something, and I was sleeping. My mom was out of town, so my dad was sleeping beside me, and I was looking up at a ceiling fan, and the ceiling fan was kind of hanging low enough where something could like sit on it.
Okay. Like the distance between the fan
and the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was hanging low enough.
Right.
So like something could sit on it, and someone did sit on it. Like, and this was a recurring thing. But like I clearly remember the episode when it last happened. This man was sitting there. Like I could see him clearly.
G-man.
I will describe what he looked like later. Okay. But this man was sitting there, and like he was trying to like talk to me, and I was talking to him as well. And it wasn't like he wasn't saying creepy things. It seemed like a very normal conversation.
Was he like spinning on the ceiling fan?
No. The fan was off. It was wintertime, I think.
Oh, okay.
The fan was off. It was just like, I remember, now that you bring that up, I remember having the same demon haunt me a time before the one I'm talking about. And I turned on the fan and he disappeared.
Wow,
like,
weak fucking demon.
I don't. No, but here's the thing. I got up to turn off on the fan.
Yeah.
And I could still see it. And then I turned on the fan.
Yeah.
And then it went away.
Right.
Limp dick demon.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what's here?
My one weakness, minor gusts of wind.
I will spoiled again.
To him, it's an earthquake because he lives
Fair.
there.
Yeah, that is.
I called him Fan Man.
I mean, you were 6. You
I was
come up
6.
with a better name.
Yeah, no, well, I was into Batman.
Fan Man, yeah.
Nemesis is Fan Man.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the Spider-Man villains, dude? There's one that's just called Big Wheel.
Yeah, I know about Big Wheel.
Oh, who was it? There's. I recently found someone who rewrote a bunch of fucking Spider-Man comic strips, and like one of them is like there's this guy with a big ass fucking gun, and they just start calling him Gunman, and it's like Spider-Man's chasing Gunman, and he's like, "Get back here, Gunman!" and he was like, "No way!" And then he goes, "Damn it, a brick wall, my one weakness." And he goes, "Wait, I can use my gun." And he just blows up the wall. It's ridiculous. Anyways, back to Fan Man.
I was gonna point the gun straight at the ground and then go up.
Like the soldier.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy, this Fan Man, one time, my mom was out of town. For some reason, she went out of town very rarely. And so I was looking at him, like paying attention to him, make sure he doesn't pull any funny business.
Right.
And he jumped. So I was looking up. I was laying back on my back. I was looking up at him, and then he jumped to my left. But what I saw was him wearing like a business suit, holding a briefcase.
Oh shit!
Son of a demon.
And fading away into it, more to the left of me. And he faded away.
Fading into my dad. And then suddenly I realized Fan Man was my dad. And I've been living with Fan Man.
You spoiled the story because really? I turned to wake up my dad and it was Fan Man.
Oh my god.
And
wake
I
up
realized, well,
free,
you know what he said when I woke him up? He said, "Is this what your dad looks like?"
Oh god. Fuck, that's terrifying.
God.
Jesus Christ.
And I woke up and then I went outside and my dad was like in the living room doing something.
Right.
It was like in the middle of the night. I think some of my uncles were visiting.
Oh god.
They came over from like a late train or something. So he got up to receive them. But like, okay, now I'll describe what he looked like.
Okay.
His face. Imagine Inspector Gadget.
Wait, the live action or the cartoon?
No, the cartoon.
Okay.
But the face
That's even creepier.
The face is less. The face is more plantain-like.
Okay.
In shape.
Right.
And the eyes are like big and red.
I hate this.
And the pupils are almost as big as the eye. You can barely see any red because they're all black.
I hate this.
And he's wearing like nightwear, like matching striped nightwear.
Okay.
So pajamas and a shirt.
Yeah.
He does. I don't. Did he have a nightcap? I think he might have.
Jesus.
So this guy haunted me when I was a kid, and that's my haunting.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Jesus
I hate
Christ.
that. I hate that. Although I've had similar experiences, but they were never like personified. Like as
Yeah.
a kid, I had a reoccurring nightmare of like a portal that existed on the wall beside my bed, and it actually made it so I think for like 3 years of my childhood I would not sleep facing the wall.
Right.
It was like this weird thing because I had this like nightmare that happened one night, and then I like was like, I'm never facing the wall again. And then the next time I faced the wall, which was like a few months later, it like happened again, where it was this like terrifying. It didn't even like say, it didn't do anything. It was just I would wake up in the dream and I would just stare into this terrifying vortex in my wall, and I was like, damn it, I did that thing where I slept facing the wall. Better not do that for 2.5 years.
There was a hole here. It's
Yeah.
gone now.
Yeah.
And now you'll notice my bed is not against any wall if you go to my room.
The thing is, I never even watched any Inspector Gadget at that age. I don't know how he popped in to my head.
I guess it just he happened to look like him.
Yeah, maybe your memory's just back.
And then
there.
I watched Inspector Gadget and also The Critic. He looked like a cross between the two.
They look like similar characters.
Yeah, they look similar.
Yeah.